Join us here from the Kindred Vikings, part of the 2025 North Dakota Shrine Bowl, is Kylan Swenson. You're one of three Vikings that have made the roster this season. Kylan, just kind of what does it mean for you to be representing Kindred and have a chance to compete in the Shrine Bowl here coming up?
Yeah, it'll be fun to be able to play one more game in the Shrine Bowl, and feels pretty cool to be playing for Kindred, and three other guys from or two other guys from Kindred will be playing also, so that'll be pretty cool.
How fun was that to see your name, but also Hunter and Isaac's name as well being there, and another chance to have them on your team for another round of practices, another game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see that Hunter and Isaac were chosen too with me. So I know they've been working hard all season too, so they've earned it too. So that'll be fun to be able to play one more week with them.
As you saw the roster that came out, was there a region rival? Was there someone that played 2A or 3A that you kind of knew or you saw in highlights that you're excited to kind of have in your backfield for a change, Kylan, or anybody that you're excited to have an opportunity to, kind of get to know a little bit more?
Yeah, after looking at the roster, there's some good players, so it'll be fun to be able to be on their team and like practice with them and see what they do and be able to play alongside them.
Take us through some of the things that you've learned from Coach Eric Burgad, your assistant coaches there as well for football that you're going to take with you once you get to the Shrine Bowl coming up.
Yeah, that was harp that nothing comes easy and be like work hard. So take that with me. Just be able to learn from all the coaches and how good they are. I feel like they've brought a lot to the table.
Let's continue to talk football a little bit here, Kylan. Just when it came to your favorite memory with football, is it a particular game that you had? Is it something with the family or friends, maybe in the backyard, or going to a game when you were younger? Just take us through a couple of favorite football memories that kind of come to mind for you.
Probably one of my favorite memories was freshman year. Uh, we were in the playoffs and then we're down a couple points to go to the Dakota Bowl, and it was a kickoff, and I brought it and scored a touchdown on the kickoff and won the game. And that was then Charlie Bewer. He was pretty hyped and jumped on me after the touchdown, so that was pretty cool.
Always fun to get a special teams touchdown in football, no doubt about it. Kylan, when you take a look at the particulars here for Kindred, just what does it rep? You kind of mentioned it earlier, but what does it mean for you to represent Kindred one more time? Kind of your swan song, if you will, as you kind of transition from high school to college here.
Yeah, it'll be cool to be able to play one more game in the summer and play for Kindred. And I don't know, I feel like it'll just be cool to represent them and be able to do that.
When you take a look at what's coming up next into NDSU, just take us through what you're going to be studying in NDSU and what made that particular college just a good fit for you.
Yeah, I'll be going to NDCU for ag econ, so kind of tying with farming, so that's kind of what I like to do. And I kind of chose them because they're close to home, so I'll be able to go back and forth. And they're a good school for ag, so I like that. And I don't know, there's a lot of stuff you can do in Fargo and whatnot.
Kylan, when if you can go back to your 14-year-old self or talk about the next generation that's coming up that might have a chance to play in an all-star game or be an all-region, caliber selection, what'll be some words of advice that you'd like to pass down to the next group coming up that might want to be in your shoes in a few years, playing in an all-star game here?
I don't know, just work hard when you have the chance to, and never take any opportunity for granted, and just you never know when you could be taken out, or just keep going hard.
Was there any, when it came to a pregame, was there anything that the team had to do as a superstition, or was it let's just, strap on the pads and, get to kickoff on a Friday night?
Uh, we always listen to music and kind of just got together and didn't really talk to each other, but just all knew that we had to go out and play.
When it comes to football, what have you taken with you on the field that you kind of take with you in school, farming, just normal day-to-day life? What are some things that you learned from football that you kind of take with you outside the football field?
You get what you put into it, so I feel like I'd take that out of it, and just always like getting on a schedule to every day you gotta put more and more into it, and you'll get more out of it if you do that.
Final thing, Kylan, you maybe hit it on the head right there. What is the secret sauce in Kindred for athletics, football, whatever the sport has been? It seems like you guys are always competitive, knocking on the door of a state tournament and having a really good success. So is it just that's the secret sauce? Just put the work in, or is there something else out there in Kindred that's allowed you guys to be really well on the field here?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good part of it, and the coaches are always really good to show us how to get to our ability, like full potential. And I feel like the older kids really rolled it out for us. Like the senior year a couple years ago, uh, they really showed how to be able to win some games, and I feel like that's carried on. I hope we can do the same for the younger kids.
Hey, Kylan, congratulations again on being nominated to the Shrine Bowl, and best of luck moving forward at NDSU.
All right, thank you.
Joining us here from Northern Caspar, the 2025 North Dakota Shrine Bowl, is Matthew Hoppe. Matthew, just what does it mean for you to get nominated to an all-star game like this and have the opportunity to play in it here coming up at Mayville State?
I guess it really means a lot to me. Every single year, I've watched other guys go out there and compete, and it's some of the best players from around the state coming together and working together as a team. And to give players an opportunity like this one last time before heading out to college is phenomenal in my mind. And I think it really gives them that really like send off kind of thing, like, okay, this is the last ride. So it's very exciting.
And to go from there to represent Northern Cass one more time as well, just kind of what does it mean to represent the school district in the area, from a football standpoint?
I think it's huge. I know Northern Cass the last couple of years hasn't really been much of a football school, if you will. Um, I think that being able to go to the Shrine Bowl and represent Northern Cass means a great deal to the coaching staff, to the players, looking up to somebody and being like, okay, that's that's cool to see, and that's somebody that I was playing with at some point, and I want to achieve that someday. So I think kind of being in that leader standpoint right now and having other kids look up to me a little bit is heartwarming, and it's also very nice to be able to have that impact on the other younger guys.
What's something you mentioned the coaching staff? What's something from Coach Ukestead, the assistant coaches, that you've kind of learned that you've taken with you, outside of the football field in your normal, day-to-day walk of life?
I think the biggest thing that Mr. Ukestead and Coach Myers puts into us is the fact that football is so much more than just being a player on the team and being and having a successful team. The dynamics of football, the way that football runs, it leads you as a man into a successful life, whether you're gaining discipline or other traits of that nature. It just like sets you up for the future in my mind.
When you take a look at the roster here, Matthew, when it came out, was there a Region One, a rival, someone from Double A or Triple A that you've maybe had camps with or got to see highlights of on a Friday night that you're excited to have on your side of the line for a change?
I think most of the Kindred guys, um, we're obviously like they kind of destroyed us, but that is 100% okay. And I'm pretty good friends with most of those guys, but seeing them on the roster as well is exciting to be able to compete with them on the same team. And then moving up to a little bit of a bigger school, some of those other running backs, those big time running backs who had a very nice season as well. I'm excited to work with them and learn their craft a little bit, and hopefully they can learn off me and pushing each other to get better that week when we start competing.
Take us through your favorite football memory. Is it something as a player, something in practice, something that, you maybe went to a game with family or friends when you were younger, Matthew? Just take us through a favorite football memory or two.
I think the biggest memory for me was breaking the school record. I think that it was something that I didn't really consider my first 2 years of high school football because of my injuries and whatnot, and I wasn't really set up for that record. And then I had a very large season junior year and performed very well. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to set this goal and I'm gonna get this. And as soon as I hit that, it was just one of those moments where it's just like the job isn't done yet, but it's just like, okay, I got where I wanted to be and I'm happy with that. So that was probably one of the biggest memories for not only me, but Coach Uke said and the other teammates as well.
Heading to the University of Jamestown coming up here in the fall for track and field. Just take us through what, made you of Jade the right fit for you, Matthew, and then also what do you plan on studying once you get out to the Buffalo City?
I think that University of Jamestown is a smaller, tight-knit community. Originally, I had planned to go there for football and track and field, and I ended the season with a huge shoulder injury in that last game, and that kind of set me back, and I had to sit back and reflect and with my parents, and I was like, okay, is football really something that I want to do? And we ultimately decided that right now I don't think that's the right option, and maybe two or 3 years down the road in college I can walk on and have that opportunity to play again. But it really definitely came down to the community, and then ultimately degree in civil engineering was a very nice thing to have there, and they have a very nice new small program starting for civil engineering, and that's really what sealed the deal for me, at least.
When you go through it and you could go back to your 14-year-old self or the next generation that's coming up here, Matthew, if someone wants to be in your shoes, having an opportunity to play in a all-star game like this in North Dakota or find success throughout the course of, high school athletics, what would be words of advice that you kind of like to pass down to that next generation coming up?
I'd say a little phrase that I followed growing up was take the risk. I heard it from, I'm not 100% sure, but I heard it from somebody, and I really think that when you take that risk to jump over that little hump that you have to take, and then ultimately, whether it's getting into more training or investing in yourself, is another thing that's huge. You just have to learn that not always are you going to be able to work with your team on certain things, and you're going to have to put time outside of the season, and you're going to have to get a trainer if that's what you want to do, and you want to be competing at a high level with all these other guys that I'm going to end up competing with. You have to invest in yourself and just take the risk. I mean, that's really the huge thing for me, at least.
When you go back through, is there any superstitions when it came to football or any particular sport that you had to do before you got to the, so to speak, the opening kickoff here, Matt?
It's a little bit gross, I will say, but when I have a good game, I take my socks. I do not change my socks, and I maybe wash them 1 or 2 times a season. But if I have a good game, I don't wash those socks because I double sock. So I mean, it's gross, but not very much in my mind. But I'm like, those socks are under my feet. Those are the ones that are empowering me through this game. So I think that that's really the biggest superstition I have.
When it comes to just school in general, what's one thing at Northern Castle you really like to learn about, studying, or just a particular subject?
My favorite subject is math. Our school offers so many different classes, and we have so many opportunities here as well. My favorite class, though, is pre-calculus, and just getting that little bit more of a difficult math rather than just that high school algebra 2 is the highest you can go. And then trig. I love trigonometry and shapes and whatnot, and that's really the large reason I'm going into civil engineering as well.
Last thing for me, Matthew, what are you most looking forward to once you kind of get up to Mayville State for the Shrine Bowl that week for practices, the game? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to being coached by some different guys. I've never really had the chance to experience a different version of coaching, a different style of coaching, and obviously it's pretty laid back up there from what I've heard from other people who've competed in the past. But along with that, competing with other guys that are at the same level as me on a standpoint where they made it, and just spending the week down there. I love that they give you the opportunity to spend more than just one day just practicing and then playing the game. You get to learn and grow with these guys and create something with them that hopefully shows on the field on Saturday.
Hey, Matthew, thanks so much for your time and best of luck at the University of Jamestown coming up as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.